All right, guys. So we got the crypto call here Tuesday, and it is September 7th already, 2021. And what we're going to do is spend about 10-15 minutes going over some basics of what the blockchain is and what crypto wallets are. And then after that, we'll spend about 15 minutes doing Q&A, and that'll be what it is. So we're just going to blast through some common questions here that most people have. And then obviously, if you have additional questions, save them for the Q&A segment. So common questions. What is Bitcoin in the blockchain? What is a decentralized network? Will my Bitcoin get stolen? And will I get hacked? These are the questions I generally get the most from people, whether it is on a crypto call or at a real estate meetup or even out at the bar. So we're going to touch on those, kind of going over what these things are. We'll get a vibe for how and why we don't have to worry. So why a blockchain, right? And this is kind of why you don't get your crypto pretty much stolen, because of the blockchain. So if you look at this diagram, I like to use this diagram because it's really simplistic. And essentially, you see block 0, block 1, block 2, and then within that, you see data. What I want you to focus on is the line items that have an arrow pointing out them. So you see it says hash, and then there's a random string of numbers in orange in block 0, and then in block 1, you see it in red, and then you see previous hash, and so on and so forth. So basically what happens is a block is where all the data is kept, and that block is basically tagged with a hash. And then that hash essentially gets dragged forward to every other block. And that is what creates the chain, hence blockchain, right?
Are you sharing your screen again?
You don't see my screen?
No.
What in the motherless goat is going on with this damn PowerPoint?
I think you killed the goat's mom.
And she's bitter.
I thought it was invisible.
Yes, you need to imagine the blockchain.
I was gonna say the image that I have in my mind probably looks very different from the one that you're describing.
All right, let's see what's going on here. I never hit stop share. This is awkward. All righty, let me try sharing a different screen. Let's see what happens when I share this screen. And then do this. And then do this. How about now?
No.
No?
No. Did you
What?
break your Zoom?
I broke Zoom. This makes 0 sense.
At least you're not freezing.
Right? That's a win. All right, I'm gonna do this instead.
There you go. That's working.
We're just gonna go with the looking at PowerPoint. Forget the slideshow, because the slideshow apparently doesn't want to behave with Zoom.
This
All right, so we can see the PowerPoint slide.
Got it.
Rock and roll. All right, so again, the questions we were answering. So let's move to that next slide of why a blockchain. So now you see my little diagram that I was describing a moment ago. All right, so again, this is simplistic, and it's just saying block 0, block 1, block 2. Block 0, otherwise known as the Genesis block, the first block that starts the blockchain, which is Bitcoin's first block, is called the Genesis block, which happened back in 2009. And then in there is what I was talking about, the hash. The hash is the key ingredient, because that is what links all the blocks. So if you look at block 1, you'll see here in orange, it says previous hash, and it has the hash from block 0. But block 1 also gets its own hash, which gets linked to block 2. This is why you can't corrupt the blockchain, because if you create a block that does not have the prior hash and link to the prior the prior block using that hash, it will be an invalid block and it will not get validated. And I guess you can try and hijack the network if you want, but you need to have over 51% of the computing power, and there's over 10,000 Bitcoin nodes, as they call them, running the Bitcoin ledger. So this is how we have a decentralized environment, so to speak, that's safe. And that is the simplicity of the blockchain. And obviously within all these blocks are the transactions, which we saw on the TX street, which I'll bring that website up again for those that didn't see it last time, which is just good for entertainment factors alone. So decentralized network, right? That's the big thing with crypto and the blockchain. It's decentralized, right? So a node, as I mentioned, is basically a computer running the full ledger. So in this case, the full Bitcoin ledger, but it could be other cryptos. So there's over 10,000 nodes run around the world. Theoretically, if you wanted to run a Bitcoin node, you could go buy a big expensive computer and load that mother lover up and do your thing. On the slide, you can see I put a couple of links, and one of them is to bitnodes.io, which shows you the number of nodes that are running. That's how I know it's over 10,000. And then also you'll see open source, github.com. A lot of people are familiar with it that are even remotely programming techie, because it's used for a bunch of, it's a repository for pretty much any programming. Since Bitcoin is an open source project, you can go to GitHub and basically, like, that's where you can essentially download what you need to have a Bitcoin node. So all this information is completely transparent. It's a completely transparent ledger, and that's what makes it, you know, decentralized, transparent, and all that goodness that is the opposite of traditional financing, so to speak. And I shouldn't even say financing, just centralized organizations. So now, if you look at that slide, you see how there's like a globe and all those computers around it. This is how Google works. So like the reason you can go onto Google and like search something and get a return in like a half of a second is because they have servers all over the world. So no matter where you are, you're basically going to be able to ping a server quickly, get the answer you want. That's essentially what is created with the Bitcoin blockchain, except for instead of it being Google, it's just people all over the world that are running Bitcoin nodes. So again, it goes from centralized to decentralized. So Bitcoin, Google can tell us what to do essentially, or make us live by their rules, which obviously there's plenty of people that like. So what is a Bitcoin wallet, right? Because it's like, great, there's a blockchain and there's Bitcoin, and what do I do with this Bitcoin? I can keep it on Coinbase, or I can keep it on whatever else, you know, crypto.com. But again, nothing wrong with those websites. We need them. They're facilitators, but in the end, they're exchanges. They're basically like the Charles Schwab of crypto. So if you have your crypto on Coinbase, you're basically keeping it in their hands. So if Coinbase gets hacked, your coin's at risk. If they make some kind of rules or regulations where you can only move X amount of Bitcoin at a time, then you're at their mercy of how much Bitcoin you can move, which we've seen happen with a lot of exchanges that might be overseas in terms of, US people interacting on them. There'll be a limit on how much they can withdraw per day. If you put your Bitcoin in your own wallet, you can do whatever you want with it. You can move as much as you want, whenever you want. And, a Bitcoin wallet is simply, in the end, it's a string of numbers. Like you can have a software wallet or whatever, but it's a string of numbers. So if you look on the slide, you'll see wallet address, and like that's one of my wallet addresses. So if someone wanted to send me Bitcoin, they would send it to that wallet address. And I have no problem sharing that because it's just my wallet address. You can't do anything but send to that. The same thing as like, almost like, you can have my email address. You can send me emails. So type of wallets, you got hot wallets and cold wallets. And they're also known as soft wallets and hard wallets. And basically what a hot wallet is a wallet that you have easy access to, that is either like on your laptop or on your web browser. So like Exodus is a wallet that you can download the software and keep it on your computer. MetaMask is one that is a, web browser plugin, and essentially, it's a web-based a wallet. And then a cold wallet is literally a hard device. It's an actual separate device. So like, I have like a external hard drive. It's literally the same thing. Like you plug it in with a USB, it's a little device, and excuse me, you can put your Bitcoin or other crypto coins on that device. So they're technically offline and in cold storage, as they call it. And then you don't have to worry about not only an exchange getting hacked, you don't even have to worry about your computer getting hacked because it's completely offline, sitting on a device. So those are examples of some wallets. Most people would use a cold wallet for what I would say like their savings account. So if you have Bitcoin you plan on holding for the rest of your life or, decades, putting it on a hard wallet in cold storage makes sense. If you have crypto you want to transact in, it makes it a little bit of a pain in the butt. So you're better off using a software wallet. And when you have these wallets, the key is understanding your wallet keys. So types of wallet keys, public and private. So this address that I showed you, that is the example of a public key. That gives me the ability to essentially view my wallet and give people that address to send me Bitcoin, right? The private key is the important one because that's the one that you need in order to spend your crypto or send it somewhere. You can use those words interchangeably because if you're sending it somewhere, usually even if you're spending it, you're sending it somewhere. So the private key is the one you don't share with anybody. Think of that like your online banking password. You're not going to give your online banking password to someone. Don't give your private key to someone. Pretty simple when you look at it in that point of view. And then when it comes to wallets, I'll give you the bonus that a lot of people forget to talk about, but would save people millions of dollars, your seed phrase. When you create one of these wallets, you're going to get what is called a seed phrase or secret phrase. When you get that, you want to make sure you copy that. You want to make sure you write that down. You make sure you put it somewhere safe, because if, God forbid, you lose your private key or your computer blows up, right? And you want to regain access to your Bitcoin, you're able to do that because, again, it's on the blockchain. It's in one of those prior blocks. That's never going away. Your information is it's the opposite of Vegas. What happens on the blockchain stays on the blockchain, right? So in having your seed phrase, you can basically then go like download a wallet, put in your seed phrase. So there's an example basically right here. So if you were to download an Exodus wallet, right, and re-import all of your crypto, you would essentially take your seed phrase. So in this case, they have a 12, and this is just an example. And you literally put it in the order that it was given to you, and then it will pull your information off the blockchain, and then you will see your Bitcoin and any other cryptos pull back into your wallet. So you don't lose your crypto if you lose your computer, or if you lose, even if you lose your private key. And that's why these stories you hear about people like searching like dump sites because they lost an old laptop that had 10 Bitcoins on it. Like if they just would have had their seed phrase, they wouldn't be searching through dumpsters and junkyards and everything else. Like they could just import their Bitcoin. So that's why the seed phrase is so important. So if you download any kind of wallet, whether it's a software wallet, that you put on your machine, or a web browser wallet, make sure you keep your seed phrase, aka secret phrase. And that is the quick and dirty on the blockchain, wallets, and the most important part of them. As far as crypto, how to buy crypto, Coinbase is pretty easy. And anyone that's not already in it, if you sign up for Coinbase, I can drop this link in the chat. You'll get a free $10 in Bitcoin. Never hurts to get extra. And that'll work out if it keeps going up. So when I signed up, Bitcoin was much lower. So the 10 free dollars I got some years ago is now worth $260 free dollars. So kind of like that return on free money. So that is your little roundup on what the blockchain is and what Bitcoin and wallets are. I'm going to stop the share.
Q&A? We in Q&A?
We're jumping into Q&A. We got 10 minutes of Q&A because it got a little delayed with the Zoom problems.
So crypto dropped today. What happened? Crypto crash.
Not exactly the Q&A I expected, but
Yeah, where's all my money?
crypto crash. I don't know what happened today, but I'm disappointed that I wasn't set up better for it. I was planning on putting on some short hedges, and I didn't have any limit orders in except for just on one coin. So sad face. What happened? A bunch of traders got liquidated. You know what it is. Every time there's a big volatile spike, it's just a liquidation event. It's the powers that be, aka the whale, saying, all right, time to liquidate some people because you got all these people trading futures that are over leveraged and they're loaded up. And basically, when one side gets too heavy, which right now is the bull side, because what have we been doing the last month? Mooning. So what side's going to get all the momentum and get over leveraged? The bull side. And that's why we got the what I call trader washout.
Trader washout. That makes sense. So we're expecting a recovery on this.
I mean, honestly, that's getting into like price action. My opinion is I don't know, because if you look at these flash crashes, I don't think we just rally right away. A lot of times we go sideways a little bit and then go up, or we go sideways and then go down. So the question is, do we go sideways and go up because this isn't the top, or was earlier this year the near-term top, and was this just the, relief rally, dead cat bounce, and we're not going to see new highs for a while? Either or could happen. I'm personally fine with either of them, because you just act different ways. One's an accumulation phase, and one's is still like trade and make as much money possible. But I think it's a coin flip. So
Coin flip.
seriously, I think it's a coin flip on whether earlier this year was the highs, but based on a lot of data and research, everyone expects Q4 to be. All the crypto nerds I know are expecting a blow off top Q4 into Q1. So I thought maybe what's up?
Blow off top. What does that mean?
Basically, when all the prices like moon, and then you get that capitulation, like where it gets ridiculous, like moon times 10, like 2018 top. Maybe this top already. It's been a little different. I see similarities, but based on all the crypto research, a lot of people are expecting, they don't expect a bull market to end without a blow off top. That's the problem. But I'm like, we don't have to have a blow off top. So if we do, expect crypto to moon Q4, Q1, maybe, if that's the timeline. But I'm like of the mindset, we don't have to have a clear defining blow off top capitulation to have a market top. Would it be nice? Yes, just because I want that leg. Like me personally, I would love one more big leg. The damage I could do with that. But if that doesn't come to be, then it is what it is. So I'm doing the barbell theory. I'm playing for both events.
So what is the barbell theory, Mitch?
I don't know. You might have to explain that. This just turned into an economic call.
Yeah, I apologize. The barbell theory is hold assets, hold cash, invest wisely.
Assets on one side, was it cash on the other, and then the barbell is the little path between the two.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it.
Yes, I need more cash. My barbell is very out of weight. Way too many assets, not enough cash.
Same. I'm heavily assets.
What is there any other crypto questions floating out there? Matt's laughing like he's like, I have so many questions. I don't even know what to ask.
No, it's always a question of what's everybody buying? I've been hearing like, oh, like when is Dogecoin? It's like, it's not a question of will it go up? It's when it goes up. I keep hearing that. It's like, okay, well, that sounds like just an opinion, but
don't listen to me because I'm a use case guy. So every time I hear Doge, a little piece of my soul dies. I'm personally never going to buy Doge. That doesn't mean it won't go up, because I've also realized that you can have a coin with no use case and it'll go up just because there's enough of a cult following. Same thing with like Ripple, I don't understand the whole Ripple thing. It's been the same argument now for 4 years. And it's like, oh, when the SEC lawsuit ends, it's going to moon. And I'm like, actually, usually it's when the event finishes is when it doesn't moon. Like, you buy the rumor, sell the news. So, because allegedly like Ripple is going to become like the currency that gets used. And I was like, if that happens, then good for you. I'm going to gamble on no. But the belief in XRPs is starting to become so strong again that I might just throw some money at it just to have some exposure. But basically just look at it as like, all right, I'm parking a little money here. And if something happens, cool. If not, whatever. Because I still don't see the use case. like all the theories of the use case is still theories, and a lot of big things would have to happen for it to play out as being like kind of used as the currency in America, which I just think is a hard sell period for a third party crypto. Like, why would the Fed, like, we're just going to get Fed coin? Like, why do we need Ripple? So, and it's not, it's not like there's not other cryptocurrencies that don't perform as well, if not better, in terms of blockchain. So, and they just keep getting better and better as more of them come out.
I mean, I just literally traded everything, all the freebies you get when you're on Coinbase, and just printed it all into Doge. I'm like, okay, well, there's $100. I'm like,
I
okay,
mean, listen, and that's the way to do it.
I mean, that's how I
right?
did it.
Free
I said,
roll.
why not?
Buy a lotto ticket. If Doge moons for some reason, something could happen. I don't know. Elon could start loving Doge again. He could say, we're only taking Doge for Teslas, and then it'll moon. So you just never know. You can't predict the future. So what I'll do is, when it comes to coins, it's like, I'm going to look at stuff that has use cases that I believe in. And then I might throw some gambling money at some of these coins that basically just have these cult followings and I know can get a Momo, bump once the Momo crowd jumps on it. So can we have like that already happened for Doge? Can it happen again? Possibly. Who's next? I'll tell you what, though, if I have to buy meme coins, I'm going to go probably with the most popular ones. We're talking like in stuff that's already out. If something's brand new, then yeah, maybe you can gamble on it. But like Shiba Inu, like that's done and gone. Like that Momo happened when Doge was ripping. Like that, no. Like no, thank you. I'll pass. Everyone else can do what they want. No Shiba, no Elongate. Like pass. Like any coin that's a meme of a meme. Like you're basically just hoping that you put like money on green 00 on the roulette wheel and it hits. Like, I think that I like that. That's going to be that'll be a new rule. Don't buy memes of memes.
Too many memes. It's
Yes.
too many memes deep.
Too many memes deep. So anyway, on to other questions. We got a couple minutes left here. I know some other people got calls at 7. And welcome. I'll probably butcher your name, but Powell, welcome. See a new name.
Hey, Mitch. I actually met you through your friend Mike.
What?
Awesome. I have a lot of good friends, Mike, though.
Mike, Cutie, CU.
Oh, good old Mike Cute.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I work with him, and he works in my company.
I am sorry to hear that. No, I'm kidding. Nice. Well, if you got any questions, let me know. We do this every 6:30 on Tuesdays, and just got it rolling last week. So, Terry and Christine, any crypto questions?
Not at this point.
I love it. Terry's a veteran. He's doing all that DeFi stuff. And there's some knowledge in this room. Steve's done some stuff. Matt's done some stuff. I've worked with them one-on-one. Same thing with Terry. Walter's a crypto veteran at this point. There's a lot of experience in the room.
Looking forward to next week's call.
Right? Yes.
Amen.
We'll see what plays out over the week here with the crypto flash crash and all the new products. And yeah, if you haven't been on Leo Finance, you got to get on there. That's where it's at too. Let me drop 2 links and then I'll drop off.
Thank you very much, Mitch. We're gonna go.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Don't mind buying.
Same. Got to jump to my next call. Later, guys.
Us too.
Take care. Always good seeing you guys.